Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Tara Vaughn, in case you didn't know, and I just want to say welcome. Today, I want to discuss Blake Lively and all the goddamn drama that's been going on with this movie, this director, and this A-list celebrity actress. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you guys know all the drama that's been going on, but I'm sure you have heard of it in the news media because it has been everywhere from TikTok, my Instagram page, my live feed here on YouTube. It's just been exploded. We have lawsuits going on. Now, I'm not going to rehash all the details of the current lawsuit just because most people already know if you are viewing this video. But I am going to say that Blake Lively did officially file the lawsuit for sexual harassment charges against her director of the movie of It Ends With Us. And he has now retaliated by coming back and not only providing receipts to prove her allegations are somewhat misleading and not truthful, but he also has now filed his own lawsuit. Not against Blake Lively, though, which makes me question why not. But Justin Baldoni, the director, is actually suing the New York Times for $250 million. He is not the only one suing the New York Times. There are 9 other people or 8 other people attached to this lawsuit. But they are suing against the New York Times for the article that they just released on Blake's technically behalf regarding the claims that she has made in her initial sexual harassment lawsuit charges. So this shall be getting interesting in the year of 2025. I just want to bring up a few things. So the director did fire back with the lawsuit. He has actually provided us with several texts and photos of these text messages between him and Blake Lively. In the text messages, Blake Lively basically, now she has alleged that during her time on the set in her trailer, she would often breastfeed her baby, and that Justin Baldoni and the producer, I believe James Heathy. Let me get this actually accurate here. I don't want to get in trouble by giving wrong names. Jamie Heath, sorry, the producer, Jamie Heath, talking about their past sexual relationships with other people. So that was one issue that Blake did bring up in the lawsuit, was them basically talking about things that they shouldn't with their lead co-star of this movie. These text photos that Justin Baldoni has released to the public basically show that Blake Lively has invited not only the director but the producer into her trailer while she was breastfeeding her newborn baby. In her accusations against them, she states that they just walked in while she was breastfeeding, making her very uncomfortable, and while she was in several states of undress. But from these photos and these texts from the director Baldoni, it seems that that is not accurate. Blake has indeed invited people into her trailer while she was breastfeeding. So that's a huge accusation to make against somebody, saying that they walked in while you're breastfeeding when you made it known that you're uncomfortable with that. It makes me question why she would exaggerate and just straight out lie about something like that, knowing the backlash that was going to receive from the public, especially mothers who breastfeed, who might not be comfortable with other people seeing them breastfeed. So poor Justin Baldoni has received quite the backlash on this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the text exchange. This is from Justin Baldoni to Blake. Blake, I'm so sorry to hear you and baby are sick. I know it's literally the last thing you need right now on top of a tough week. I pray it comes and goes with mild symptoms, and more than anything that he is okay. If you feel up for it, I'm here absolutely anytime and would love to check in. I know this week was a lot, and I'm committed to making things run smoother across the board. Seems like a nice message from the director of the movie. Now Blake responds, our mistake. Molly did get the new pages at 11 p.m. last night. She didn't realize they were new, but new pages can always be sent to me as well, please. X, meaning like hugs. And then Blake also writes after that, I'm pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines. That sentence right there. I'm pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines, meaning our movie lines. Justin replies, copy, eating with crew and we'll head that way. So Justin Baldoni didn't even head over there when she put that offer up because he was eating with the crew. Blake Lively replies to him, take your time. Justin Baldoni replies, I'm here. I'll meet you in H-MU. I'll meet you in a minute. I'm not sure what that actually means, but Blake then replies, sorry, I'm just seeing this, explanation point. Then Justin proceeds to write a message. Here's a shorter version of Christie's original. Basically, just running lines that they're going to say inside the movie. In addition, she claimed Justin referred to women on set as sexy. Blake claimed the two men entered her trailer unannounced on multiple occasions while she was getting dressed. The actress said Jamie walked in one time while she was topless and having body makeup removed by makeup artists. So Blake said that the producer, Jamie, walked in one time while she was topless and having body makeup removed by makeup artists. Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath were also constantly hugging and touching cast and crew, the complaint read. When Miss Lively others avoided this touching, Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath would retaliate by becoming irritated, cold, and uncollaborative. The result was an unwelcoming and mercurial environment for Miss Lively, her employees, and others on set. Don't know if I said that word correctly. In this lawsuit against the New York Times, Justin addressed some of the Blake's claims. First, he attached a text message she sent showing her described a character as sexy when talking about wardrobe. So Blake is definitely texting about a character, wanting the character that she is playing to appear to be sexier with the wardrobe. The allegation that Baldoni inappropriately described Lively's character attire as sexy is exaggerating and misleading. The text exchanges between Baldoni and Lively show that Lively had insisted that her character's clothing be much sexier. When Baldoni later used the word sexy, he was just responding to her creative input, not objectifying her personally. Lively set the tone that Baldoni heeded during the creative process, his lawyer wrote. In regard to coming into her trailer uninvited, Justin's lawyer said, Lively also established very early that it was acceptable to be present while Lively was breastfeeding. Both Heath and Baldoni have children and are comfortable around breastfeeding mothers, and Lively seemed equally comfortable. In fact, Baldoni's wife co-founded a company that makes a breastfeeding garment, a prototype that originated with his mother when he was a baby. And as revealed in a text message exchange between Baldoni and Lively less than 2 weeks into filming, Lively invited Baldoni to her trailer to rehearse lines while she was pumping breast milk. Lively now alleges in the CRD complaint that Baldoni and or Heath would enter her makeup trailer of their own violation while she was breastfeeding. Notably, breastfeeding was an activity she often conducted openly in the presence of both Baldoni and Heath, including during production meetings. His lawyer included a text showing Blake had invited them into her trailer at least once. Regarding the time Jamie allegedly came in while she was partly undressed, the lawyer said, Lively suggests Heath walked in her trailer unannounced while in state of undress and topless, which is false. Heath was invited into her trailer along with a female producer, Baldoni, and a Sony representative for a meeting requested by Lively. Mr. Heath arrived first to see if Lively was ready for the meeting, and after knocking and being invited in, saw that Lively was breastfeeding. She was not topless. The lawyer continued, she was having makeup removed from her collarbone while fully covered. Heath asked if they should return at a later time. Lively said no, they could move forward with the meeting as initially planned and would meet them after she finished removing makeup. Roughly 2 weeks later, Lively announced that she thought she had seen Heath make eye contact with her. Heath immediately apologized and said he hadn't even realized he looked her way, in response to which Lively remarked, I know you weren't trying to cop a look. A reference to this incident conveniently showed up on a document months later, distorted like the others and out of context, in a list that the Times later published as fact. Justin denied the claims in Blake's lawsuit through his powerhouse lawyer, Brian Friedman. Brian said, earlier today, Ms. Lively filed a federal complaint against Wayfarer Studios and others in the Southern District of New York. Ms. Lively previously sent her California Civil Rights Department complaint in response to the retaliatory campaign Wayfarer launched against her for reporting sexual harassment at workplace safety concerns. Unfortunately, Miss Lively's decision to speak out has resulted in further retaliation and attacks. As alleged in Miss Lively's federal complaint, Wayfair and its associations have violated federal and California law by retaliating against her for reporting sexual harassment and workplace safety concerns. Now the defendants will answer for their conduct in federal court. Miss Lively has brought this litigation in New York, where much of the relevant activities described in the complaint took place. But we reserve the right to pursue further action in other venues and jurisdictions as appropriate under the law. And this is all sourced and quoted from Yahoo News. Ryan Newman wrote it on Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. So I just wanted to add that source in there. So as you can see, this has become very complicated. The reason I wanted to talk about the story today, the main reason is I was a huge, I mean like very huge Gossip Girl fan, very much so. Starting with the original Gossip Girl books before it was ever even dreamt up into a TV show. I loved the books. I read every last one. I own all of them, or I did once upon a time. And when the TV show came out, I was obsessed. I loved it. It was like my one and only guilty pleasure ever. Sadly, I haven't had TV or cable since Gossip Girl ended. But it's okay. I'm not missing it. YouTube has become basically my go-to TV these days. I will say I followed every headline and everything that was Gossip Girl related back in like 2009, 2010, the early 2010s years that it was on TV. And every single week there was a new news article about Blake Lively having issues on set with her co-workers and co-stars. This was very well known for years on end. Surprised that not many people bring it up today, as we have all now seen the infamous interview tape of Blake Lively basically being a mean girl to a poor interviewer who is actually a YouTuber now. And she posted that video during this whole big blow up of Blake Lively promoting this movie and acting like it was the Barbie movie when it's actually a movie about domestic violence, basically being inconsiderate of people who have survived domestic violence, DV. And this interview tape video went like super viral and it showed Blake Lively for who she really is. Now we're seeing that who Blake Lively really is a liar, 100% a liar, because it is in text, black and white, that she invited them into her trailer while she was pumping and breastfeeding. So to literally write this in a report and file it as a lawsuit for sexual harassment against your director, that tells me that you are a liar. You did that to harm him. And to throw around a sexual assault and harassment claim as a grown ass woman is absolutely disgusting if it's not true. Like, it's literally infuriating how disgusting it is to lie about something so grotesque just because you have received public backlash. And from your own volition, not from the director. The director had nothing to do with it. Yes, had you not filmed that movie, taken on that role, and promoted the movie the way you did, you would not have received the backlash that you have. But this literally all comes down to Blake's own personality issues and her narcissism, her lack of being self-aware of public perception. Literally, she is the one to blame for the backlash. And I know it's easier to want to pinpoint it on that one person. So poor Justin Baldoni is going to be her enemy in her eyes, where he's to blame for the public backlash. But that isn't the case. I would like to know what you guys think. I've seen a lot of people defending Blake Lively, and People magazine just came out actually today with a new article basically stating, oh, what do Blake Lively's co-workers think of her throughout the years? And they list all the co-workers and co-stars she has appeared with on TV shows and the movies throughout the years. And every single one of them in this People magazine article says something super nice about Blake. But there is actually evidence and video proof of her co-stars saying not so nice things about her. Like, basically showing that they're not very fond of her and the way that she is, but basically give those like cordial words like, oh, yeah, she's great. But you can tell underlying that maybe they're not too fond of her. People magazine is definitely in Blake Lively's corner there. And I've seen a lot of people against her and a lot for her. So I'm curious, what is your take on it? What do you think of all this drama? Do you think Blake Lively is a liar and a mean girl? Or do you think that her sexual harassment claims and workplace safety concerns have any legitimacy? I'm curious to know. Anyways, thank you for sticking it out. This was kind of like an impromptu, supposed to be live stream, but ended up being a recorded video instead that I'm not going to edit. Just going to post it because I have not posted a video in a long time. And if you could, please like and subscribe to my channel because I'm going to try awfully hard in the year of 2025 to make sure that I start uploading consistently. I have a very hard time with this, guys. I'm a very busy woman, and this is a side hobby project of mine that I like to do. And it's fun because it's something creative outlet, which, us older mothers don't often have enough time for ourselves in finding that kind of hobby and thing to do. So I am going to make it 100% dedication to pump out more content and videos. I'm probably going to test around different programs here with like live streaming, different, programs for recording and editing and see what kind of works best for me. If you really could please subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you. Oh yeah, and Happy New Year. Take care. Bye.